stuff, and pretty much be able to lay down a little bit more power. Now, obviously, you need some mods that gonna really increase that power and stuff like that. Now, this is where it comes in play. I would say is to obviously go, like, I think the best perfect daily driver that's street truck daily driver, I'll say, that you could personally do, I would say mod that you could personally do for like power wise, and then also something that's not really gonna cost you a crazy amount of money. So you want to know how to build the perfect street Ram 1500 pickup truck. I'm going to be sharing with you guys that in today's video. I'm going to be giving you guys my perfect mod list that I personally think that will be like the perfect setup that you could have for one of these 4th generation Ram to have as a street truck. So before we get into that, I want to say happy Tuesday. Hope you guys are having a great day so far, and appreciate you taking your time out to click on this video and to be able to hear my thoughts and stuff. But if you got a 4th generation Ram, these are some of the best mods I feel like you could definitely start off with, that you could definitely do for a perfect daily driver. You know, I myself, as you guys know, I daily drive my Ram 1500, and I'm currently doing the same exact thing. So pretty much I'm going to be sharing with you guys the setup that I personally think that is like the perfect street setup that you can go with for these trucks. So, but if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. And if you're here for your first time, this is my 2014 Ram that I am currently sitting in. And this truck is going to be one of the best 4th generation Ram that I'm going to be building on YouTube. So you definitely want to stick around for that. Hit that subscribe button, support the channel. I'll definitely appreciate it. So when it comes to a street truck, when I'm saying a street truck, I'm meaning like something that you daily drive and maybe every now and then try to race with it and stuff. But now I want to personally start from where exactly I would start if I want to build a truck that I know that has power and that's definitely reliable, and obviously that you could drive every day pretty much and don't have to worry about you know, having issue if you decide to drive it 7 days a week or 5 days a week, whatever. But now this is where exactly I would start off. I personally know for a fact, even if you got a single cab Ram 1500 or crew cab, these trucks, Rams in general, are obviously heavy trucks and they are pickup trucks. So now where I would say you should start with the gears, whatever kind of gears you're trying to put on your truck. I would definitely recommend I think it's a 392 gears. Those will help you be able to hook better, and also will help you with you trying to you know, when you want to take off and let's say race, whatever, this and that, it wouldn't help more so for power wise, but also just to be able to put down a better put down more torque, and it's gonna definitely help you a whole lot. Now that would be the first thing. The second thing I would say you got to do is, obviously, when you come in with, when any build you're doing, if you want to make a race car, race truck, whatever, I personally feel like this is a mod that's necessary for these trucks. As you guys know, these trucks has the I forgot what it's called, my bad, but I'm gonna tell you guys the name though. But they don't have the true track setup differential, so you're gonna want to order yourself one of those. That's a must-have if you're trying to build one of the perfect street trucks that you could ever have. I would definitely recommend you ordering a true track differential, pretty much gears and stuff that you could upgrade pretty much. And what that really gonna do is make you be able to put down way more power. And also obviously if you decide you want to do a burnout, you're gonna really do a hell of a burnout. Even if your truck is stock, I'm saying just by you doing that setup, changing up, that is definitely going to be able to help your truck out a whole lot. Now that would be my second setup I would say for you to do. Now we're going to take it up a little bit more. I'll say now, after you do those things, what I would recommend is that you look into whatever. Obviously if you got a 6-speed, 8-speed, this and that, 8-speed even better, but if you got a 6-speed, you do definitely got to take it kind of easy with some mods that you put on your truck. But it really depends on you though. But I know for a fact like the 6-speed really don't hold up that much when it comes to when you decide that you want to add a bunch of mods to your truck and make some power. But these are all just simple, pretty much both on mods and stuff. So now I would say obviously when you got upgraded gears, I would say look into doing some kind of upgraded probably like a racing torque converter. I would say really depends on if you decide. Obviously you will. For my mod list, I would say you definitely got to do a custom cam, and one of the cams that I personally like is the FRP. I think it's called Tomahawk cam. There's like, I think it's 4 different kinds though. There's a daily driver, there's the super aggressive con, and then I think there's one for like the cars and stuff. But I would definitely say to definitely get yourself a custom cam. Now that's where your torque converter really gonna come into place for you. Now it depends on whatever stall you decide to go with. Down, it depends on the cam though, how choppy the cam gonna be. But now you got pretty much things to help you with your trans and all that stuff, and pretty much be able to lay down a little bit more power. Now obviously you need some mods that gonna really increase that power and stuff like that. Now this is where it comes in play, I would say, is to obviously go, like, I think the best perfect daily driver that's street truck daily driver, I'll say, that you could personally do, I would say mod that you could personally do for like power wise, and then also something that's not really gonna cost you a crazy amount of money. Now I personally think that there's this turbocharger that I mentioned before on my channel that I know majority of Rams and stuff, some of them tend to start off with that, and it's called On3. It's from On3 Performance Turbo. I think it's a single turbocharger kit. Pretty much you get that for your truck, and it's very, very much, it's from what they said, you know, it's capable of making 1,000 to the wheels. Now obviously when you doing that, got upgraded custom cam, now you got yourself a turbo kit, and pretty much in order for everything to work best, in my personal opinion, with that setup alone, now you don't really have to do anything else like upgrade it. The only thing I would recommend, obviously, get rid of the 5.7 HEMI manifolds and stuff, stock manifold. Definitely upgrade, get rid of that. And then now you got the On3 supercharger kit. That does require a custom tune. Now you definitely got to find yourself somebody who understands Mopar, who's going to be able to help your truck be able to reach that potential of making a lot of power. Now I think this is like the easy bread and butter setup right here that you could do for if you're trying to get like a perfect, like a good daily driver street truck. That's not gonna be something that you could definitely daily drive. That's not gonna be like a handful to where you gotta worry about this breaking and that breaking. I think this is, like, in my personal opinion, I think this is like the perfect setup right here that you could do. It's gonna have chops, gonna have some nice chop with the cam, gonna have a nice setup sound. You know, you're gonna be making some power. And most of the time people overlook these Rams and trucks and stuff because they heavy, this and that. But this same setup that I'm telling you guys, I seen a guy on YouTube that had the same setup, and he was making a lot of power. And it was definitely, he didn't have any issue with him getting that kit. I think he said the truck was his truck that he used pretty much every now and then. But he also used it to tow stuff, and it had that setup on there, and he was able to, you know, he didn't come across any kind of issue. But if you are looking for a good street truck setup, something that's good, daily driver, affordable, and the good thing is the turbo kit, not even over, it's probably, I think it's around like 2,500, less than $4,000 or $3,000. You know, that's definitely worth, and you're gonna be able to make at least 1,000 to the wheels. Now, obviously, with all of this, I want to add extra to it, is to definitely get yourself a nice setup tires and stuff, street tires, street performance tires. That's definitely going to be a good play for you with all of these mods that I just had to share with you guys. But I personally think that this right here is like the bread and butter right here, but something to definitely start off with. But that's going to be it. Feel free to leave a comment, and stay safe. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.